Throughout history, women wearing pants has caused more than a little ruckus. It sparked laws, it sparked trials, it sparked newspaper outrage. For centuries, trousers meant power, mobility, authority, and power was not meant to be worn by women. The following women abandoned customs and their skirts for the right to wear pants. Some were mocked, some were arrested, one was burned alive. And yet, they kept putting them on. Long before Europe outlawed trousers for women, Greek myths told of a fierce princess from the Caucasus, Medea of Colchis. To the Greeks, the East was barbaric, and so were trousers. In the Persian Empire, both men and women wore trousers for riding and warfare. On horseback, skirts are impractical. Pants began their Western story as a symbol of the foreign and the wild. In 1431, a young woman stood trial in France. The court struggled to prove her heresy, but they did not struggle to prove this. She wore men's clothing. At the time, cross-dressing violated both civil and church law. They could not convict her theology, they convicted her trousers. She was burned at the stake. In 1762, a German-born princess seized the Russian throne. Catherine the Great wore military uniforms tailored like a man's, boots, structured coats, riding attire. She preferred riding astride, not side saddle, scandalizing courtiers more than her politics did. She did not wear trousers as disguise, she wore them as authority. In 1851, Elizabeth Smith Miller abandoned heavy skirts and suffocating petticoats. She designed wide Turkish-style pantaloons. Bloomer promoted the look in The Lily, the first newspaper edited by a woman. The ridicule was immediate. Women in bloomers were called immoral, unfeminine, dangerous. The Ballad of Mulan dates back to the Northern Wei dynasty. She disguised herself as a man to take her father's place in the army. Whether she lived or not, the story survived, and sometimes survival is its own kind of truth. 1911, French designer Paul Poiret introduced fashionable harem pants inspired by Asian garments. In 1913, they appeared on the cover of Vogue. Society gasped. Women quietly loved them. Chanel made trousers acceptable, but carefully. Beachwear, yachting, resorts, not politics. Comfort. And comfort is persuasive. In the 1930s, Marlene Dietrich wore a tuxedo in public. Paris police once warned her about appearing in trousers. She answered, "I dress for the image." The image was unforgettable. In 1934, Levi Strauss & Co. introduced the first women's jeans, marketed to ranch workers. Practicality once again led fashion. From 1939 to 1945, women entered factories. For safety, they wore trousers and utility suits. The war normalized what fashion had resisted. In the late 1940s, German designer Sonja Delinart introduced three-quarter-length trousers. Grace Kelly wore them, Brigitte Bardot wore them, and suddenly, pants became chic. In 1957, a new kind of pant appeared on screen. In Funny Face, Audrey Hepburn wore slim black cigarette pants, also called drainpipe pants. Clean lines, no volume, no apology. Bell-bottoms became a symbol of hippie chic. Cher wore them on the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. Pants were no longer borrowed from men. They were expression. In the 1980s, high-waisted jeans took over. Supermodels turned denim into power dressing. Women were no longer borrowing trousers from men. They were redefining them. Until 1993, women were not allowed to wear pants on the U.S. Senate floor. The ban was finally lifted, 200 years after democracy was founded. Today, girls can wear capris, jeans, slacks, sweatpants, anything they choose. It feels normal. It was never simple. Thanks, ladies.